Happy New Year, SLC family. You're watching the first WIG Report of 2023. So in honor of the start of the year, we have a slightly different format today, kicking off the year. We're going to start with a recap of 2022, highlight a few big action items for 2023, and then we have a leadership message that's going to be focused on having good habits to help make us successful in 2023. So before we begin, I'd like to start with our WIG, the namesake of these messages. WIG is an acronym for Wildly Important Goal. Our company's wildly important goal is 100% occupancy. This is our wildly important goal because 100% occupancy means we are helping people live longer, healthier, and happier lives, the Weather Life. 100% occupancy means we are serving the Weather Life to as many people as we possibly can, which includes team members. Responsibility full. 100% occupancy means that our competition must elevate their game to compete with us, which means higher quality of care for seniors in general, and of course fulfilling the mission of delivering higher quality care. The Weather Life is what we are paid to do. Our simple formula for success is happy team members equals happy residents equals more residents.
So let's talk 2022. How do we measure up against our WIG? Let's talk first about census. The overall census of our communities was 81.9% last December. We are finishing 2022 with an average overall census of 83.3%, an improvement of 1.32%. The biggest overall improvements were in independent living and skilled nursing, which is awesome to see that we're moving in the right direction. I'd also like to highlight that we've had 11 of our 15, which is roughly 75% of our communities, reach our WIG of 100% occupancy in at least one care setting this past year, which is fantastic.
And so for us to have happy members and add more members, we spent a lot of 2022 focused on happy team members. Our primary measure of happy team members is our 12-month turnover rate. I am very excited to report that we had a dramatic improvement of 21% here. So in 2021, our turnover rate for the entire year was 89.8%, the absolute worst it has been in my 12-year tenure. Whereas we finished 2022 with a turnover of 68.8%, the best it's been in over 5 years. Now, average tenure is something else we monitor and also good context to have. So our tenure this past year remained the same as last year at 2.7 years, but we grew our head count by nearly 6.5%. So when we look at that growth combined with the reduction in turnover, that quickly tells us that people are choosing to stay longer, and a very important win for quality and consistency of services that leads to happier members. The other measure of happy team members that we're also very proud of to again highlight is that all 100% of our communities were certified a great place to work with record participation and high satisfaction. So looking back on 2022, it was yet again another really challenging year in America and of course for our communities, for many of us. It is important to remind ourselves that we are not defined by the circumstances, but instead our actions. And I know when Josh and I, when we look back on 2022, we see an organization, our amazing group of team members that has battled through a lot of adverse headwinds and improved their craft. We've gotten better. And so you should all be proud of the results we just shared, what we were able to accomplish. We laid solid groundwork in 2022, and all of that is going to make us more successful in 2023. On that note, let's talk about 2023 and a few of the key items we will be focusing on as a company to move closer towards our WIG. To start, in grade school, I remember learning the KISS principle from one of my teachers. That is, keep it stupid simple, or depending upon who you ask, maybe Josh, if he's talking to me, would say keep it simple, stupid. We're going to stay focused on our stupid simple formula for success in 2023, and that is happy team members equals happy residents equals more residents. And so I'd like to start with the first part of that equation. Happy team members equals happy residents. We have two broad focuses in 2023 related to making happier team members. Number one, utilizing the Great Place to Work feedback to improve. We talked about this at length in our November WIG report and also our Great Place to Work announcement video. So I'm not going to rehash that today and encourage you to go back and watch the November messages on our YouTube channel if you want to see more detail. The second focus we have is on standardizing and implementing best practices from our retention incubator. The retention incubator was a 16-week program we ran in roughly half our communities from August through November. We got a lot out of this program. I'm looking really forward forward to standardizing the best practices from it across all of our communities over the next 90 days, so the first quarter.
So now let's talk about the second part of our formula for achieving our WIG. Happy residents equals more residents. One of the biggest opportunities to improve resident satisfaction is to improve how we track and monitor that satisfaction. Later this year, we will launch a thorough resident satisfaction survey to help us do just that. We intend to use this survey to monitor and course correct as needed, and to do so on a continual basis. We'll announce greater details of the survey at a later date, and obviously looking forward to that amazing feedback we're going to receive to continue to provide the Water Life.
So I just wanted to end this part of the message by thanking you again for everything each of you does to improve the lives of our team members, your fellow coworkers, and ultimately the members. We're starting the new year with more team members, we're starting the new year with more members, and all the positive momentum that we need to keep improving. We also expect to begin growing through the addition of more communities this year, which means more opportunities for our team members. We're continuing to move in the right direction. Our outlook is that 2023 looks fantastic. Let's make it a great year. In the first part of this video, we talked about goals, where we stood in 2022 and we were focusing on in 2023. Habits are essential to achieving goals, breaking bad habits and establishing good habits. So in honor of this and to benefit anyone with personal New Year's resolutions, goals, we're going to focus our next few leadership messages, starting today, on habits. I'm going to share and reference material from one of my favorite books. Many of you know this because I've talked about it before. It's called Atomic Habits by an author named James Clear. One of the things I love most about this book is that it is so applicable to both personal and professional development, which includes helping others with their habits, leading them. You can use the content from the book to better lead yourself and to better lead others. For today, the concept from the book that I'd like to introduce comes from its namesake, Atomic Habits. So atoms, as most folks know and are familiar, atoms are one of the absolute smallest units of matter and the basic building block of chemistry. They are teeny tiny. Good habits start with teeny tiny improvements, which lead to big results. If you improve just 1% each day for a year, so 365 days of 1% improvements, you'll be 37 times better by the end of the year. This is from compounding. For perspective on the impact of compounding, 1% better each day for another year, so 2 years in total, equates to being 1,400 times better. Now this can work the other way too. An example from the book is a plane taking off from Los Angeles, headed to New York City. If that plane is pointed just 3.5 degrees south and not corrected, the plane will end up in Washington, D.C. 90 inches is the difference off at the start of that course, not corrected for, resulting in a hundreds of miles difference at the end. The takeaway for today is this: little things matter a whole lot. You should focus and celebrate the small victories or wins. Elephants are eaten one bite at a time, and the 1,000-mile journey starts with one step. The challenge I will leave you with today is to remember the compounding effects of tiny changes and focus on your 1% each day. Get better 1% each day. 2023 is going to be a fantastic year. We look forward to continuing to serve you all. Thank you for being part of the SLC family.